Hey guys, and welcome back here to Born Beautiful here with Amy. I am so excited to be back here with you guys for yet another amazing video. If you are new, make sure you take a second, click the subscribe button down below. Go ahead, especially right now, it's super important. I'm going to leave right here a card to my 200 subscriber giveaway that's going on right now. Yes, right now as we speak. So go watch that video after so you can enter. But without further ado, what you came here is for the tea. And by tea, of course, I am talking about the new Hard Candy Look Pro Matte Eyeshadow Pro Palette. Yes. And when you take a look at this palette, you're going to think pro as well. Look at these 15 eyeshadows. Aren't they the beautifulest? It's like the beautifulest palette I've seen at the drugstore yet. So in this video, I do have 3 different segments. I will leave the timestamps right here, as if I was like a news segment on News 12. Okay, so the first part is the review, which I am going to get into right now. The second section is going to be how I created this eye look, just the eye look. And I do have to say, of course, the glitter, this is a matte eyeshadow palette. It's not from this palette. It's a Steeless Kitten Karma of the Magnificent Liquid Eyeshadows. In case you were wondering, of course that glitter did not come from here. But the rest of the eye look did. And the third part of the video is going to be the live swatches where I finger swatch every single one of these eyeshadows for you. So like I said, timestamps are right here. Let's get on with the review. I love how I can see all the eyeshadows through the top. I love this little like cute cubed design that it has going on. I love the brand right there, Hard Candy, little heart in the middle. And I love the way you open this palette. It has a little button right here and it says Hard Candy. You push it and bam. Oh my god, so pretty. Now you might be saying, well, it doesn't have a mirror, Amy. But no, hold on a second. You see this baby right here, this little design? Under it right there is your mirror, in case you want to use a mirror if you want to travel with this palette. I love how this palette actually comes with some brushes right here. I find that really, really nice. And I like that they're taped because then I don't have to worry about them falling out whenever I open the palette, which I usually hate when it comes to drugstore palettes. I hate that. Even high-end one, like the naked ones, I hate. Like, I don't keep the brush in there because it just pops out every single time I open a palette. So, these brushes are actually better quality than the normal ones that you will get in drugstore kind of palettes. There's like a blending one right here. There is a little precision one, a bigger blending one, and then there is like a flat shader brush. But yes, these are the 15 eyeshadows. They are supposed to be matte. In my opinion, this one right here, this one, and the blue one are not matte. They have a slight kind of satin finish. Very slight. Like on the eye, you could barely notice it. They kind of do come out like a matte. It's not like you're going to put it on, it's going to be a highlight. Definitely not. There's no one color here that looks like a shimmer or a highlight. But I do want to say that this one, and this one kind of have a slight satin finish to them. But for the most part, I would call it a matte palette. Now, the question that I'm pretty sure I'm going to be receiving is, what is the price, Amy? Tell us the price. Girl, I'm here to tell you that this palette is only 10 bucks. Yes. So for this palette, as we can see, it has 3 different rows of 5 each. Obviously, 3 times 5. And well, we can see right here, these are basically like base lid colors. That's what I would consider them. With this one that I said it has a kind of a satin finish, you could highlight the brow bone. But for the most part, all 4 or 5 of these to me are base colors. What I mean by base is I use them before any eyeshadow so I could get a nice smooth canvas. So I apply it right over my eyeshadow primer, which in this case was the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, eyeshadow primer. What I do have to say is these 3 shades right here are not really that pigmented. This kind of lilac, this beigey bone color, and this yellow are not very pigmented, but you will see that in the live swatches. And these 2 to me are personally my favorite. I feel like both of them have enough pigment. Like, that's a very, very, very light swatch, and you can see that pigment. So I'm really happy with these 2 shades right here. This blue one, the swatches is very weak, to be honest. Probably the weakest eyeshadow in this palette, but I do find that when you use it with an eyeshadow brush, wet or not wet, of course wet it's going to be more intense. Today I used it dry, and I used it on the inner corner and a little bit right under the lower lash line, and I feel like you can see it. It's visible, it's there. I didn't have to really build it up, so I did like that. Then we have these 3 brown shades, which I am so happy they included 3. Like, they got one for every single kind of girl out there. The center brown right here to me is the warmest out of all of them. So if you're anything like me, you might enjoy this one a lot because it is the warmest one. This one right here is definitely much more on the cooler side. Just look at that. It kind of like a very light brown, just very cool. Not a lot of like that warm brown in there. And then finally this one right here, I feel like it's the neutral one, and I feel like this one's like a contour shade. I would use it as a contour shade. I really do like that one as well. What can I say? They swatch really nicely. On the face, I do find that you have to build all of these shades pretty much up a little bit, little by little. It's not like instant pigment right there. You do have to work your way towards that pigment, but you could definitely do so with most of these shades. I just say most because I haven't tried all of them out on the eyes. I've swatched them, I've felt them, I've played with some of them, but not all of them. So I can't guarantee all of them are going to be buildable. The next shade right here kind of looks very similar to this one, but this one has a little bit of a purple kind of hint, like a tinge of like a kind of lavender brownie shade in there. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. That's the one I have it on the transition shade today. These 2 I have as the canvas basically. And then the third row are definitely your pops of color, your little kind of smoking out the outer V kind of shades. We have this beautiful kind of gray one. It's pretty much a true gray in my opinion. Then we have this like red brick color, which in my opinion is the most patchiest one out of this whole palette. It does come off a little bit chalky, as you will see in the swatches, but I have not used it. The next shade right here, it's kind of like a plummy kind of berry color. It's much more of a berry than this one, but that's how it looks. The next one right here is kind of a very dark gray compared to that one. Kind of wants to be a black, but not really a black. Definitely not when you swatch it. When you swatch it, that is not a black. It's like a very dark gray with, I want to say, a smidged black in there. And finally, the last shade in this palette is this very beautiful kind of purple. It's not really like a plum. It almost wants to be an eggplant shade, but in my opinion, it's not as dark, as intense of a color as an eggplant shade. It's, I want to say, maybe 3 tones lighter than an eggplant shade. So what I ended up doing to make this beautiful on the outer V a little bit darker was I used a little bit of NYX glitter glue and just kind of built it up on top of that, and that definitely gave me that beautiful purple that I wanted on the eye today. But yes, so overall I think this palette is definitely worth $10. It's not like a Visor palette. It's not going to be like a Lorac, a Too Faced palette, nothing like that. It, to me, in my opinion, doesn't come close, but it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. I feel like there's one, probably the red one, that's very chalky. But besides that, I feel like the other ones are pretty good. They're not crazy pigmented like Lorac eyeshadows, but they're definitely buildable, and I like that a lot. Probably the only ones that I didn't like too much were the red one, which I have already stated, and the kind of like almost wanting to be black kind of color. It's just not my cup of tea. But if you don't like blacks and you like them to be like an off black, then maybe you'll like it. But personally, me, I don't think I will use that kind of gray color. But what I do find is that they pick up a lot of powder, but I have to say they might pick up a lot of powder because of how soft they are. Like, they literally want to crumble in between your fingers. They're so soft. I love the texture. I love how soft these eyeshadows are. But yeah, guys, that's my review. Is this worth $10? I say it is. I say that if you want a very affordable palette, you don't want to splurge on those $50, you could definitely get this. I mean, you're getting 15 eyeshadows, but that's not it, guys. What really hit the park for me, that made me say yes to this palette compared to a lot of other palettes that I do own, is the fact that this one is paraben free. Yes, and they don't even promote that. But I went ahead, before I bought this, I was like, if it has parabens, I am not buying it. And it does not have parabens, which hallelujah, because I really wanted to try this palette out after I saw Laura Lee using it. Yeah, I believe it was Laura Lee. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Laura Lee. I'll leave the video link down below once I remember. But this eyeshadow, the red one, was actually used and it came out beautifully. So maybe I just need to play with it. Like I said, I haven't actually played with this one on the eyes yet. But the fact that it doesn't have parabens, I was shook. Because so many palettes at the drugstore have a lot of parabens. Like, so many of them. Like, the grand majority have parabens. And if I can reduce the risk of having cancer by even a little, even if it's not guaranteed, there is a risk that parabens are putting you more of a risk to cancer, I'd rather stay away. I want to say 99% of my makeup collection is paraben free. I might have a few that I had before I started looking into ingredients, so if I do, I'm sorry. I'm not saying I'm 100% paraben free for all my makeup collection, but I try as much as I can, guys, definitely. And that to me was a big plus. But not only that, this eyeshadow palette is also cruelty free. They do not test on animals. It says it right there. We love our animals. We don't test our products on them. The one thing that I am gonna say, it's not like the bunny certification there. So if you have any like clue as to whether it's like for sure 100% cruelty free, let me know down below. I know some of you might be more into cruelty free than others, so definitely do let me know if you have more information on that. But on the eyeshadow palette, it says it's cruelty free, so that was a plus for me too. So without further ado, guys, that's my review. I think it's pretty much worth it. This look that I created today, I love it. I live for it. I am in love with it. So without further ado, guys, I know you want to see how to create this look, because you're gonna go to your local Walmart, get this palette, and recreate this look. So without further ado, let's go see how I created this beautiful eye look that I have going on right now. Okay, guys, so we're going to start off with the 4th and 5th eyeshadow in the palette. We're just going to be using that as an all over the base kind of shade. It's basically just going to create a smooth canvas for the rest of our eyeshadows to go on smoothly. The next thing I'm taking is the last shadow in the 2nd row, which is kind of like a mauvey purple. And I'm applying that as a transition shade. So we're applying that to the crease and just blending out, making sure it looks really blown out. This is a very pretty transition color, to be honest. It looks really nice on the eye. And then I'm taking this darker purple and I'm just applying it to the eyelid. You don't have to be precise with this, but as you can see, I was trying to build it up and it just would not build up the way I wanted it to. So what I ended up having to do was taking out my NYX glitter glue. Yes, you heard right, there is no glitter, but we are using this. So I'm just applying a little bit to the eyelid, and then I'm taking a clean brush and just dabbing it onto the eyelid, making sure we only get that onto the eyelid. We do not want to go into the crease with the NYX glitter glue, otherwise it's going to be hard to blend out afterwards, and then it's just going to create for a mess. So now I'm going to take again with an all over shader brush the purple shade and applying it right on top, basically just tapping it in. And as you could see, you can definitely see pigment now, so you just have to work and build it up. The NYX glitter glue definitely saved this look for me because I wanted a deep purple and I was just not getting it. With the NYX glitter glue, this purple does become more of an eggplant shade. So after that, I'm taking some in a blending brush, the same color, the same purple eyeshadow, but now I wet it with some MAC Fix Plus and I started blending it out onto the crease, starting at the top of the eyelid and kind of smoking it into the crease. This can take some time because of the NYX glitter glue that we had there already, but it definitely does. The MAC Fix Plus helps blend it out a lot. So as you can see, we're starting to smoke it out into the crease because we obviously don't want anything too harsh. Okay, so now we are getting there. Now we're just gonna go back with the first brush that we used on the second purple, and we're just gonna blend out, smoke it out in the crease. As you can see, we can see like that little gradient that tells us that, you know, we blended out right. As you can see, there is fallout with these eyeshadows. Next, I'm going to be taking the shade Kitten Karma from the Stila Magnificent Liquid Eyeshadows, and I'm just going to apply that to like the first third of the eyelid and just blend it out in the edges before it dries. If it dries, don't touch it, don't move it, you don't want any fallout. So then I'm just cleaning up with a makeup removing wipe. I like the Neutrogena ones, those are personally my favorites. And now that I have my eyelashes, I have my eyeliner, I'm taking that same like kind of dark purple we were using. This time not wetting it or anything, just letting the color do justice by itself. And we're applying that right under the lower lash line. This basically evens out the whole look from the top eyelid. And it also gives your eyes a little bit more of a, you know, sensual vibe. Now I'm taking this baby blue and I'm applying it onto like the first third part of the lower lash line, and I am also applying it to the inner corners. And that's basically it, you guys. Let me know what you think. Let's see how it looks at the end. Okay guys, so now that you saw the live swatches, now that you heard my review, that you saw me create this look, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't be shy. Remember to enter the giveaway that will be linked down below. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you like it and you want to see more like this. Let me know what you want me to review next. I am totally like psyched about finding Koki, that new brand at Walmart. Like, I totally want to get my hands on it because it has elephants on the packaging. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching another video with me. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure. I do these videos with so much passion, but that's everything. That's everything. So I will see you in the next video. Take care. Remember, you were born beautiful. Go watch one of my previous videos now.